Hello, my fellow TBD. I'm Mr. Church, and there's actually some really cool stuff in the item shop this week. Let's take a peek at it in the Bountiful Food Bundle. So this is a new bundle, and unlike sometimes, all the items in it are actually new items. So let's check it out. We've got the Thankful player title prefix, the Brown Classy Couch, the Well-Kept Rod Paint, the Pumpkin Pie, the Ceramic Turkey, the Modern Television, and the Wall-Mounted Oven. These are all pretty cool items, well, most of them. Obviously, these are all out of order, and the pictures are terrible. It honestly took me about 15 minutes to figure out what I was looking at here with this picture, and I had to actually reference this one. So they actually have on file this image, and so they put this one there, which, what the hell is that? What a mess. Why are there lights all around it, each different light they could think of? This is the worst picture that's ever been taken by a humankind. And that's attributing humanity to whoever took the photo, so that maybe that's too generous, but it's just appalling, and you can barely see what's even there. Then there's this, which is just, who turned out the lights? Wow, there's light coming off it. It's the same thing every week, obviously, but when you see blatantly they have the picture right here that they could have put in the bundle so that we can actually look at it, it's just kind of crazy to me, but whatever. As far as the items individually go, the Thankful is a prefix, which means you can equip it in your stats in your Pip-Boy, and you can mix and match it with all your suffixes as well, and that'll be displayed over your head in game, and also after your name on your team in the bottom left corner. We've also got the Ceramic Turkey, which, as far as I can tell, is just a ceramic turkey, you know, a little piece of clutter. This isn't really something that I would have purchased personally for myself, but I know a lot of people actually have things like this in their home, and it's the kind of thing you could put on a shelf and it wouldn't look out of place. For me, it's a little bit too themed, so I probably wouldn't put it in my builds, but some people like these themed things. And I will say, putting this turkey in before Thanksgiving, massive W, rare W, I'll say. Usually they put in the new holiday stuff like the day after that holiday, so that's pretty crazy. So that's really good on them for doing that. Now, the Modern Television is actually really cool, probably my favorite item from this bundle, because I've actually seen this. There's one of these, I believe, in the vault before you leave, and I've always wished we could have had a clean version of this to build with, because obviously we have the orange one that comes in game, but it looks like shit. And like the cool thing about this TV is of course the theme of it, the style of it, but when you're trying to make like a retro futuristic build, and you're forced to kind of use the other TVs because the orange one is too ratty, it's really nice to have this option. I think it's a really cool design, a really cool style, and I really like it. The Brown Classy Couch I also really like. This thing is really cool. It's a little worn out, but it doesn't look too ratty. So you could honestly use this in clean builds and in dirtier builds, because it's kind of on the edge of both, which I think is cool. If you guys remember, we do have the old hunting lodge couch, or whatever it's called, which is very similar. So this is like a little bit less formal version of that, and a little more worn down looking. Overall, I think I like it better than the old one. A classic brown couch, like a hug from 2065. Also have the Well-Kept Rod Paint. This thing is my least favorite item from the bundle. I don't really care for rod paints, but personally, I'm not really a big fishing person. So if you like collecting all the fishing rods, this is good. It's called the Well-Kept Rod because it's been well kept. It's old. It's got duct tape handle with all this, whatever this yellow stuff is, taped on. I don't know what that's supposed to be, but it's worn out. It's poopy looking. I have it sitting on the fungal display rack from a couple of weeks ago, if you're wondering what that is. But that's the fishing rod. And I also really like the wall-mounted oven. This thing is really cool, and I think it's a really cool design, but the issue that I have with this is that they made this a collecting device. Now, I know some of you guys really like the utility items that collect things, and when there's something that doesn't collect stuff, people sometimes complain and they say that it should have been a utility item. And I usually prefer when it's not, simply because if it's a utility item, we can only build one of them, and we cannot build it in shelters, because the items that collect stuff cannot be placed in shelters. Obviously, the solution to that is for them to do what they've done before, like with the Butterfly Sanctuary, and give us a utility item and a decor item that's just decor and doesn't do anything. That way we could place several of them, because like a lot of times when I'm seeing wall-mounted ovens, they're usually larger, and there's at least a couple doors. So just having the one is a little weird. I really like it. I think it's cool. It's a cool design. It's a cool style and all that. But I wish that it wasn't a collecting device, especially because it collects meat, but it doesn't collect cooked meat. It's just like the raw meats, which you can go get easily. Iguana bits. Obviously, you can't go kill iguanas, but iguana bits you can find them all over in the world. And Brahmin meat is even easier to obtain. So, like, I don't know what else this collects, because I had it sitting here and this is what I got. And maybe you guys can tell me in the comments what all this collects, but as far as I can tell, it's just the raw meats, which you still have to go cook it, which if I was going to do that, I might as well just go get the meat myself and cook it, because it's just dumb. So for what you get out of it, I'd rather it was just a camp item. Now, because of the reduced building restrictions that we have, if you turn snapping off and flip it around and shove it into the wall, it makes this cool little box thing, which you could use as like a fuse box or something in your house, or some other kind of random box thing. But I think it's kind of cool if you're ever looking to add a little bit of wall detail just for some, something to break up the monotony of your big walls. And last but not least, we have the pumpkin pie from the bundle. Now, I don't know why this is called pumpkin pie, because it's not a pie. It's a pumpkin pie slice generating machine. It's a utility item, which again means you can only build one of them, and you cannot build it in a shelter. This one is the kind of thing that I don't mind there being just the one, because it's so like ornate in a unique design that unless you were doing like a pie shop or something, you probably wouldn't have more than one of these in any given situation. So I'm not mad about this one being a collecting device for that reason. And what it gives you is also, I thought it was going to be the pumpkin pie, which you can get in game, but it's actually not. It's actually a slice of pumpkin pie. Now, the slice of pumpkin pie, as far as I know, is a new food item. And if I'm wrong about that, you guys obviously can correct me in the comments, and like maybe you can jeer and sneer when you do it as well. That would be nice. But this gives you 3 charisma for an hour and a half, and a little bit of HP, but it also gives you the same AP as coffee, canned coffee. Now, obviously, it spoils, unlike canned coffee, so you probably wouldn't replace your canned coffee with this, because a lot of people spam their coffee, and you wouldn't really be doing that with this, but this does give you a little bit of charisma on top of that, so it's technically better, stat-wise, than the coffee, but I think less useful, because it spoils. But you can also place this on a chessboard display or something, sink that down, and put a piece of pie sitting on your stuff, which I think is kind of cool. Again, it does spoil, so you might be better off just using perfectly preserved pie, which obviously does look slightly different, but it doesn't spoil. So that's just some things you can do with it, and some things with the bundle. Overall, I think this is actually a really nice bundle. I like the value for, I like that they have all the items individually. You can buy them individually if you don't like them, but the pricing of it is more valuable to get the whole bundle. If you like at least 3 of these items, and one of them isn't the turkey, you will be getting a better value to get the whole bundle. I like a lot of the stuff in it, and I'm really happy to see the television, because I've been wanting to see that for a long time. There still is a TV in game that I hope they add to the shop soon, that I haven't seen yet, but we'll see how that goes. Now, because Thanksgiving is coming and they had the foresight to put Thanksgiving stuff in ahead of time, we have the kitchen bundle and the Thanksgiving bundle. These are all on sale, allegedly, 40% off and 30% off the alleged original value. So this is the Thanksgiving bundle. And as you can see, I have an owned items adjustment here. That's why it's so low. So this has the Let's Cook emote, the Thanksgiving corn husk wreath, the fancy Thanksgiving display case, the red diner floor and foundations, the utility wall shelf, the Camden Park cooking stove, the limestone wallpaper, the bluestone wallpaper, the Nixie tube wall lamp, the stainless steel refrigerator, the Appalachian slate wallpaper, the rustic sink, the Hollywood floor lamp, and the black diner floor and foundations. So how many was that? Let's see. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pictures, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 items. So less than half of the items there's no image for. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Guys, this is the kind of foolishness that I've been bitching about for a year and a half now, ever since I've been doing these videos. How are you going to be selling items, and not only do you have the trash pictures with 14,000 things in them, so you can't tell what even it is, but you don't even have them in order. Not only that, you just don't bother having images for literally 60% of the items in the bundle that you're selling for money. You know, so it's like, oh, wow. You guys did a great job. You put the Thanksgiving stuff in ahead of time, before Thanksgiving, all right? But one thing you forgot to do is put it in right. And where's the fucking pictures for it? So you're expecting people to purchase from you 60% of the items in this bundle blindly without knowing what they are. That's insane. That's actually insane. That's genuinely the most insane thing I've ever seen. I'm pretty sure this is an image, by the way, of the wallpaper. Nothing else in this is, all the other stuff is not in the bundle. And what's this a picture of, you might be wondering? That's a great question. Probably the, oh, this is a black diner floor and foundations. That's what that is. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the rustic sink, I believe. That is the Camden Park cooking stove. I know that because it has Mr. Fuzzy on it. And it's at Camden Park for some reason. And then this is the husk wreath and the Thanksgiving display case. And then this is a stainless steel refrigerator. So we're missing all the items that are not there in the pictures now. So again, I strongly advise you guys to wait on buying any of these things until they actually give you the human decency to show you the items that you're going to buy. So a lot of these things are sold individually and in smaller bundles over time if you just wait on it. If there's something specifically in here, this rustic sink, for example, is sold by itself and in bundles all the time. So is this. This is also available. I think this was actually one of the daily login things you could buy a couple of months ago. This thing's in bundles all the time. So I genuinely, please do not buy this bundle. If they're going to have the audacity to put 5 pictures when they're selling 14 items, they can eat shit, honestly. Like, and I mean that with all due respect. Only the respect that's due, though. Okay? That's actually insane. Let's see if it's just as bad with the Thanksgiving bundle. This is the Thanksgiving tables bundle. I wonder if there's a limit on how many words they can put here, because if you click on the kitchen bundle, it's actually the Thanksgiving kitchen bundle. If you click on the Thanksgiving bundle, it's actually the Thanksgiving tables bundle. So like, I don't know what they're doing. They don't even have consistent titles on their things. And again, I have a slight owned adjustment, so yours is going to be slightly more, about 840 atoms for this. So what do we have? We have the drip candles, Thanksgiving adults chair, Thanksgiving adults table, Thanksgiving kids chair, and the Thanksgiving kids table. So you can tell this is an older item. Why? How? Because see how they have individual pictures of the chairs. They're not great pictures, but they at least didn't muddy it up with all the crap. Now, obviously, it's still out of order. They can't be bothered to put it in order. But we can at least figure out what's what. And like, this is the drip candles. You get two types of candles, the small one and the large one. I really like those candles, by the way. I like them quite a bit. And I also really like this chair here. This is the Thanksgiving kids chair. And so this is the kids table. You can tell because it has these little silly plates, and the adults have the fancy stuff. Anyway, some cool stuff in this bundle. And it's a much older bundle, and that's why it has images of the items in it. Because back then, they thought that you had to, and then they realized, oh, we can just put random words on the screen and charge you money for it. And if you get it, who knows? And then when you try to like get your money back because it didn't have the stuff you thought in it, it's your fault because they didn't tell you what was in it. It's just actually insane. Obviously, this was last week's stuff, and then we have greatest hits. We've got the Steven Scarberry bundle. And this thing comes with the Mothman Hatchling wallpaper, the Cryptid Teeth backpack flare. Whoops, we put one in the right spot. Light Ally Steven Scarberry. Flatwood sign. That's not good, guys. 2 are in the right spot. Mounted grafted monster arm. Oh, this is getting kind of creepy, guys. The sheep squatch rug and the Mothman sculpture lamp. So this one was dangerously close to being in the right order. Anyway, Steven Scarberry is a light ally. And I believe, I could be wrong now, but I think Mothman Equinox is going on right now. So that might be why they have this in there. As far as I know, he gives you a little bit of an XP buff, but I think it's like once a day. I don't think you can like refresh it when it runs out. This is the wallpaper. And then this is the stupid rug. Anyway, that's kind of a dookie bundle in my opinion. But obviously if you like it, it's your mom's money. You can do whatever you want with it. This is the Sidekicks bundle. And this comes with the Fighting Stance pose, the Mistress of Mystery sidekick mask, the Mean Green pose, the Grognak sidekick costume and Under Armour, Inspector sidekick costume and Under Armour, Grognak sidekick mask, Mistress sidekick costume and Under Armour, and the Inspector sidekick glasses. Okay. Honestly, these things are dumb as hell. IMO. Okay? Because your underwear shows underneath it. Like that in the picture they have. And obviously you also look like that. Even the female underwear shows. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it, guys. Just put that thing back where it came from, or so help me, etc., as they say in the scriptures. This is the Nuka-Cola Factory bundle, and this is actually a pretty decent bundle. Obviously, they decided they'd put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 images, and they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 items. It's repulsive, guys. This is repulsive. Are you kidding me right now? Are you joking? You're actually you're putting this on your video game and saying, yeah, give us money, but for what? We're not sure. And your guess is as good as mine. As long as you give us your money for no reason, we don't have, like, why should I tell you what you're buying? Why should I tell you? What a fucking disrespectful and disgusting thing to do to your player base. Put the pictures in the shop when you put a bundle together. You have images of everything because you have them individually when you have the bundles. I know you have these pictures because I've seen them. Furthermore, I would think that you would have at your disposal every image of any item in the game that you would want because you have access to the fucking game files. I can't be doing this. Anyway, guys, I actually did a full video on this bundle when it first came out. So I'll just link that in the description if you guys want to check it out. But again, I wouldn't buy this bundle just because they simply aren't even putting in the... listen, if they don't want to sell it, like they don't want to put in the effort to put pictures in there, they must not want to sell it that badly. I would wait on it, guys. I would wait on it. Obviously, it'll come back around. And maybe next time they will have the human decency to put images in with it. Anyway, that's those things. And then we have the weather station. This is a rad storm station. And sunshine is for the birds. Fill your camp with the joy of a rad storm instead. Weather control station will change weather in the camp radius when connected to power. Are you wondering why rad storm is capitalized? I am as well, but let's not worry about it anymore. I actually also did a video on this, which I will put in the description. It's pretty cool. I like it. But it's not for everybody. And then this is the nodding donkey. Obviously, it generates oil and nuclear waste. Why wouldn't it? Obviously, because it does that, you can only build one of them and you can't place it in a shelter. This thing is pretty weird. What is it? What is it? Anyway, this is the jail walls. The jail cell walls. These are a really old item. One of the earliest walls that they added to the game. Now, they don't come with half walls or any of like the triangular pieces. They just come with these two pieces. So very limited what you can do with them. But that said, 350 for them isn't bad at all. And I have used them here and there quite a bit. This is the American flag set. Stake your claim for democracy with this American flag. Nice. Anyway, this is the gold paint for the 44. And by the way, the 44 pistol is kind of poop, but not as bad as it used to be, I will say. Some of the revolvers got way better with one of the updates. Now, this is the Lucky Clover tattoo, and like all tattoos that they have, it looks like shit. It looks like a sticker. Don't buy this, guys. Please don't buy this. This is the glowing collection, which, by the way, I did do a video on a couple of weeks ago. There was a few videos back, someone commented on the fact that I skipped a page. That's because it was last week's stuff, so I already had done a video on it. They just have them all scrambled up, so this is normally by this, and then, you know what I mean. But it's all out of order all the time. Don't really worry about it. Let's move on to special, free and special offers. We have Looking to the Future, Pose. And I believe it's a free item because it says I own it. And why would I have spent my fucking money on that? And then we have the free scrap kit, this free item as well. Also, if you follow first, don't forget to claim the mongrel. And as such, and that's a dog that you can have. And then this is today's special item that's on sale for the alleged value of 50% off its original value, and it's the Cappy rug. Now, I don't know for sure, but okay, so this one I think does come with the wall and the floor, so you could put it on the wall or on the floor. Obviously, it looks great. Who wouldn't want that? Look at his teeth. If I have access to it, I will put an image on the screen of all the items that are going to be in the shop in this coming week, and the price of each item as well. I believe Sugar Bomb Rads usually has a really nice graphic, and so if I can find his, I'll throw it on the screen for you guys to see. I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to my patrons and channel members for your support. If it wasn't for your support, I wouldn't be able to weather the storm that is making these Atom Shop videos, and I really do appreciate it. If you're interested in supporting the channel in that way, the link for that will be in the description. But just liking, commenting, and subscribing, and those things all help immensely. And I really appreciate it. If you guys are in the Discord, consider joining the Discord and also follow me on Twitch. The links for those are in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next video.